few questions and then let them get on with enjoying their day.
Hello, good afternoon, y'all. Lovely day to be back here at Michigan State, even though it's 17 degrees. When I left Atlanta yesterday, it was 78, 80 degrees, but I came from the Virgin Islands to Michigan State, so it's some of the same type of weather anyway. I still love this facility. Wish we would have played in it. It's very nice, good to be home. I call this my home also, because it's my second home. That's why I became a man. So met good friends, still friends today. So I just love being back here at Michigan State.
I would probably say those same sentiments. Michigan State obviously is a place where we all had a chance to grow up and develop friendships and bonds that have remained now for over 40 years. I'm looking forward to seeing all of my teammates. Clearly, when you win a championship, it's something that never goes away. It cements your legacy as a group, and we were very fortunate to be able to accomplish the things that we did back in 1979. This will be somewhat bittersweet because we won't have our coach, Judd Heathcote, here. We miss him dearly, but thankfully we got a chance to spend some quality time with him in 2016, the year before he passed away in 2017. So we'll have fun with this, but it will be with a heavy heart, to be sure.
That was my question for both of you guys. This is obviously the first time you guys have gathered without Judd. I guess, what are some of your best memories of Judd? And I think we'd all be remiss if you guys could give us some Judd impersonations and phrases.
Well, the first impersonation I would do is Judd. Bobo! Be a guard, not a garbage. Bobo, get a rebound. Yeah, he used to stay on me so hard. But, he made me a better player, made me work, made me work hard in practice. After practice, we'd go to the gyms and work out. So Judd, he really molded me as a player.
I was here a year before Judd got here. I played my first year with Coach Gus Ganakis, who recently passed away. And again, it is with a heavy heart. I love Gus Ganakis. I told him before he passed, I told him that he was one of the three most important men in my life after along with my father and my grandfather, Gus Ganakis. Judd would probably be after that. These are the men that had the greatest impact on me over my lifetime. But I was very fortunate to play for Gus Ganakis. I was extremely fortunate to play for Judd Heathcote, and I feel like I played for Tom Izzo. I think it's special that this university has only had 3 coaches since 1969. It's 50 years. Not too many schools can boast that type of continuity. The one thing about Coach Heathcote, we all know he was a great coach. He was a fantastic coach. He understood the game. He had his own ways of motivation that sometimes were a little difficult to handle, but if you hung in there and heeded his message and worked hard, you were definitely going to get better. The story I'll leave you with is our very last exchange, voice-to-voice, face-to-face. It was at the end of our reunion session in Spokane, 2016. We had a great weekend there, great dinner at the Spokane Athletic Club, where he was a member. And when the night ended, Coach was leaving, departing. He was on a walker. But it was Coach and Don Munson and Mrs. Heathcote and maybe one other person. And I watched him all the way down the corridor with his walker, and as they turned out of sight, I got this inkling that maybe I should just go and catch him and just say bye one more time, because it was clear that at 89, 90 years of age that his health was failing, and his time could possibly be short. So I did that. I ran, I caught up with him, and I just thanked him for taking the time, making the effort to be with us and welcome us to Spokane. So Mrs. Heathcote then said to me, she says, Gregory, my daughter Barb, you were always her favorite Spartan. She loved you the most. She thought you were the best of them all. And Coach turned to me and he goes, and Gregory, she was wrong. Those were his last words to me, voice to voice. We did have some phone conversations after that, but that was him all the way to the very end.
Question for both of you. You referenced Gus, Judd, and Tom in the 50 years of continuity. What does it say about this program that neither of you did play for Izzo, but you feel like you did? And so many recruits only look at today, they don't look at it as a family. Can you talk about the family aspect of Spartan basketball, please?
Well, it started with Coach Heathcote, and then it moved on to Coach Izzo as it is now. We have always reunions, we always get a chance to come back for a football game, and he always has us come back for a basketball game every year. And players always show up, every year it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm pretty sure tonight, we'll have a whole lot of ex-Spartans that's gonna come and enjoy this with us, our 79 championship team. So he's glued us together, and he's made everybody feel at home. Whenever you come back to Michigan State, you feel like, this is your home. And you're not forgotten. That's the main thing, you're not forgotten.
I think that really says it all. Tom Izzo clearly is the captain of this program now, and he understands the importance of history and what it means to the current players, and how they too at some point will be part of the history, and it will be their responsibility to carry on the legacy. I can't thank him enough for embracing all of us the way he has, and he does make you feel like you are definitely an important part of the program. A thrill for me, a big thrill for me in fact, was I think maybe 6 years ago, Draymond Green's last year, and they were playing Ohio State in the final conference game of the season here, and I got a chance to sit with Johnny Green. And I sat and watched the game together. It was the most time we'd spent together, those 2.5 hours. It was an honor, I was thrilled. But that's Tom Izzo, and he provided that opportunity. So it's things like that that are special, memorable.
We're the last one right here, guys.
Question for both of you. Even during championship seasons, there are trying moments. You guys lost 4 of 6 in January. Right now, the current team is kind of in one of those slumps right now, losing 3 in a row. What did you guys do to snap out of that skid, and what could they take from maybe the way you guys turned things around?
Well, the way we changed things around, they made the lineup change. They took me out the starting lineup. So that was the big change, I think. And I went back to being a 6-man for the remainder of the season until the championship games, when I started again after Jay eventually got injured. But this team, they just have to stay together. They lose some tough games and close games. You got to make free throws, just the little things. They just got to stay at it, and they'll be okay at the end.
I can't tell you how many times, especially around this time of year as we approach March, I think about our run and how fortunate we were, and how regrettable it would have been if our team had not gotten our acts together and made the tournament. When you're 4-4 in conference play halfway through the season, and you're sitting in 6th place, winning a national championship is the farthest thing from your mind. We were just trying to win the next game. But Coach got us focused. He got us back on the right track, and we were able to then finally play to our potential. And it got to the point where it really didn't matter where we played or who we played. We felt like we were going to win every game once we understood who we are and what we were capable of. I think for the most part, we just really became accountable to each other, to control what we could control and hope that we get a little help. Fortunately, we got that help. Some teams started to lose a few games, and we were able to get back in first place and eventually get to the tournament where we rolled. I'm so happy that it happened, because for all of us, it has certainly had a huge impact on our lives. The opportunities that have come as a result of being associated with the team, being a champion, has lasted forever. I know for me, it certainly has. And it's scary to think what might have happened if we had not performed the way we did to get to the tournament first and then win the tournament. I'll tell you another thing. I talked to Carl Nix, who's a starting guard on the Indiana State team. I see him all the time. He's an NBA scout. And the Indiana State team had their reunion about 2 weeks ago in Terre Haute, and everybody came back for that. And he said that really, it doesn't matter now that they didn't win the game, but the fact that they too share that bond, that camaraderie, that sameness that we're all talking about and looking forward to today. It's just one of those things that team sports gives you that opportunity to try to strive for a common goal. And years down the road, maybe it's not so important who won and who lost, but the relationships that were made and the experiences and the life lessons, all of those things are very, very important.
All right. We'll have more members of the